Alright, what is up guys, Nate4 here and welcome to the first official episode of Versus here on the channel. New series I'm bringing to life. Hopefully you guys enjoy it, but we got a friendly competition. The lovely Miranda Cosgrove going up against the very talented, very beautiful Victoria Justice. It's just a friendly competition, okay? Nothing too serious, just, something nice and fun. And these two are no strangers to each other, okay? We've seen these two interact with each other a lot. They both are the leading ladies on both of their shows. So, we've seen these two together plenty of times, actually. We've seen them interact in the I Fight Shelby Marks episode, the I Party with Victorious episode, both very iconic, very memorable. Can't go wrong with either of them. And we also seen them interact again on an episode of Zoe 101. It's just good stuff, man. I would recommend you go watch it, but we got categories that we're going to be ranking these two in, first being who's funnier. Now, if we're being 100% honest with ourselves, at least in my humble opinion, I think it's safe to say that neither of these characters were the funniest characters in either of their shows. And not that they're not funny, I'm not saying that, I'm just saying that they were overshadowed in terms of comedy by other characters in the show. So, Sam, she's a fan favorite for a lot of people. She always had something funny to say, a lot of violence, so a lot of comedy coming from her side of things. We had Gibby, who was always saying something just obnoxious, not that bright, and he had some charm to him. And then you had Spencer, a lot of people's favorite character in the show, a lot of goofiness from his side of thing, a lot of physical comedy. So I think it's safe to say that Miranda Cosgrove just got a little bit overshadowed. But we're going to say the same thing about Victoria Justice, who was also overshadowed in terms of comedy. We got Andre. He was always funny. He always had something goofy to say sometimes. We got Jade, who's anger. It just brings a smile to your face every single time. She's just so angry and just so, mean to everyone that it's so funny. And then you got Kat Valentine, played wonderfully by Ariana Grande. Also very, very funny, but like I said, neither Miranda or Victoria aren't the funniest in their respective shows. And I'm not saying that to disrespect them, I'm just saying that as a fact. They're not meant to be like the funniest characters in their shows, I feel like, but that's perfectly fine. So we're going to have to take a trip down memory lane because as of right now, I have it tied. But, we have to go back in the day with Drake and Josh, where Miranda Cosgrove would go on to play as Megan. Very devious, very dangerous, very, very funny character, stealing every scene that she was in, just very devious. You can never trust her. She always had something up her sleeve, but that's very, very good for her. Every scene that she was in was just iconic and memorable. She had a lot of funny lines, so yeah. And then you got Lola in this show, where this was actually before Victoria, so this is where Victoria got her start, and she was kind of like the replacement for Dana in the first season. But in my eyes, I just don't think that this character had enough to do, so I'd say that it would go to Miranda Cosgrove. So one up is Miranda, and we got music as the second round. And in this round, I think Miranda and Victoria both have very solid music careers. I think they both could have been a lot bigger, maybe if it wasn't for them being on Nickelodeon at the time. Maybe if they were on a different label, it could have been different. And I touched on this and both of them in a video I made a while ago, the underrated music careers of childhood stars. I'd highly recommend that you go check it out. It's a good one. But I feel like they both have a lot of potential, a lot of cool music videos, and they both are very talented. The fact that they can act and sing, that's pretty impressive. And ultimately, this category is going to come down to which one I prefer, which one would I rather listen to. If I was in the club, if I was on the radio, and they asked me what's, category would I rather listen to, Miranda or Victoria, I would have to go with which one I think is simply better in terms of vocals and music and just overall. So in my humble opinion, I'm gonna have to go with Victoria Justice on this one. I just think she has a better catalog. And now with the tie game, we're gonna go to round 3, which is movies. And this one for me is a really no contest. We got Miranda Cosgrove up first. She was in a lot of classics like School of Rocks and Yours, Mine, and Ours with fellow co-star Drake Bell at the time. And she's also the voice of Margot in the Despicable Me film. So she's got a pretty solid resume, but unfortunately for Victoria Justice, the movies that she was in weren't really considered good. I think she has potential. I haven't seen all of hers, but I would like to someday. Really want to see how she performs in a more serious role. I remember really liking The Boy That Cried Wolf. I thought that was a pretty fun one, but as of right now, I got Miranda up 1, but we're going to go to the next round, which is round 4, talent. And I think both of them are very, very talented. I think both of them, they have good comedic timing. They have a lot of charm to them both. They both have really good singing voices. And I think they both did a really good job carrying their shows. They were both really the top 2 in my opinion. I think those 2 really did a good job. I think they both are very talented. They both have a lot of potential as well. So for me, this one is a little tricky, but they both done a lot, man. They both have done a lot, and they both have a lot of charisma, a lot of personality, both very beautiful. But if I had to choose one, I would have to go with, I'm gonna say Victoria Justice. I think that she just has the overall look, and I feel like Nickelodeon betted on her a little bit more just based off of her looks, and her singing career should have been a lot bigger than what it was, but it was probably due to Ariana Grande that it wasn't. But I personally feel like Miranda, she had the skills. She had definitely had a lot of personality to her, but if I had to say which one I think is more talented, then yeah, I would definitely go with Victoria Justice on this one. Just simply because of the looks, just simply because of the whole entire, victorious plot and everything. Just, it seems like that should have played a big part into her actual career, but it just didn't really turn out that way. So 2 and 2 tied. Our final round is going to be round 5, impact. I think both of them had a really, really big impact on Nickelodeon, and I think both of them are very grateful for their careers and their time on the channel, but there can only be one winner today. And I think both of them had a lot of, iconic episodes, a lot of iconic moments, and, a lot of good music to come out of their careers as their respective characters as well. And their co-stars definitely did a lot to help them both out. You can't do stuff like this without the team. So, huge shout out to the cast of iCarly and Victorious, etc. They both have a lot of skill, they both have a lot of potential, and they both have the looks and everything like that, but there can only be one. And I think that they both, like I said, had a huge impact on Nickelodeon. They were both really carrying the series in like the 2010s, but if I had to choose one, the one that I think if you erased her presence from Nickelodeon, it would hurt more, I personally would have to say Miranda Cosgrove. I think if you erase iCarly and you erase Megan from Drake and Josh, it's a significant hit. And she's still going strong to this day. She was trending a while ago, where she said the F-bomb, and it was trending all over TikTok. And with the iCarly reboot still going on strong, Miranda Cosgrove is just going to continue to expand on the character. So GG's to her. I got it scored 3-2 in favor of Miranda. But yeah, it's been a good video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Feel free to drop a like, share, and subscribe if you're new. I'm in A4 and I'm out.